How was last night? If you were on last night, drop a 1 in the comments. We want to see who is committed to this 90-day challenge. Guess what, guys? Oh, this is awesome. Go, Julie, Rhonda, amazing. There was 80 of you on last night. So you are now set up for the next 3 months. And what I want to say to you is I've done so many 90-day challenges and they have all cost me money. You guys are getting this for free. We are doing this with you for free. And I agree, Jill. I love seeing all the social posts. So please give your hands up for the Heart of Life Vantage, Jillian Joyce, for putting together that social media campaign for you guys. She absolutely nailed it.
That takes so much work to do that. So we appreciate you, Jill, sorry. Alrighty.
All right. We are talking about socials tonight. Let's go, Luch.
Alrighty. Are you going? Yeah, you'll move the thing. So the drive era, right? So social media, it has changed so much over the years. What worked, 3 years ago, potentially still working a little bit now if it was 3 years ago, but it consistently changes. And what people love at the moment is stories. And when I say stories, I don't mean just sharing content to your stories. I mean, store the content that you create and how you share that content. So that can be through reels, through through actual stories, through posts, etc. But they want to know a story. They want to know why. Why are you sharing the product, or what is your value? Who are you trying to help? So we will go through today the social media basic content plan, which we're lucky enough that Jill went through that with us. But I feel it's always important to put your own spin on it, right? And sharing your story, like your personal story, when you are on that, so you can appeal to your target audience.
Yeah, sorry, it went too fast. Can I jump in there? So Luch and I are going to do this in a really conversational way tonight, guys, because that's authentic to us. And the way that we show up for our team and on socials is exactly that. So if you do have some questions, please chuck them in the chat. This is being recorded for your people. Lucia is the queen of socials. And if you want some honesty from me, I bloody hate them. I used to hate them. I used to hate being on there every day and, giving my time to social media. But do you know what struck with me on Sunday was Charlotte's story. Mm-hmm. And like, if we can be vulnerable enough to share just snippets of what it is for us, exactly like she did, then you guys and us and our company, we are going to change the world.
Exactly. So the basics. So I want you to think about, before you post anything, is who do you help? Right. And you can do this. You can sit down and go through, answer these 3 questions, right? And work out who is it that you help? What can you help them with? And why should people follow you and buy from you? Okay. So I really, really want you to start thinking about that before you start posting, right? Because there's only, social media is so big, we can reach so many people, but we want to be attracting the right people. Okay. Because I'm going to try not to go off on tangents here and confuse the training with all these different elements, but you want to attract the right people to you. And the way that you can do that is by identifying who do you help, what can you help them with, and why should people follow and buy from you? What value are you providing outside of the products and the business opportunity, right? People buy you.
That's right. And I'm going to jump in as well. Like, what is your point of difference to, say, me or Lucia? Like, that is because we're all selling the same product, guys. We're all selling the same opportunity. Like, what is your point of difference? And then how can you hone in that in your socials so people go, oh, I can go to Aimee for gut health, or I can go to Rhonda about talking about children, or I can go to Mel. Why would they go to your page and then go, all right, I'm going to buy from her or him? Okay.
Exactly. And you can look at other people's posts on how they're sharing their stories and be inspired by it, but don't mimic it, if that makes sense. Put your own spin on it, because people know who you and who you are. And if you're struggling to show up on social media, it's because you're not being authentic to you.
Yeah, and I'll put my spin on that as well. That was me, 100% me. I was just posting for the sake of posting, And as soon as I shared my story about being a stoma survivor, being a stepmom, like there are so many stepmoms out there, you know, we're 50% of the population now in a divorce. Being a good stepmom, what do I do? How do I make that actually happen? It brings the right people in. And like, I'm not talking about product there. I'm just sharing who I am and what I do. So Lucia's put this content together tonight, so it shapes your content. Who are you? What are you good at? What do you love? Why do you want to be on social media? And what do you love about LV? Like, actually share that. And Luke, do you want to share your story that you told me yesterday about how you were not attracting the right people?
Yeah, I, I wouldn't say attracting. I guess what I meant by that comment is I'm attracting people, which is fabulous, but I need to get more specific about who I want to attract. So I'm going to struggle to explain that because I don't want it to come across in the wrong way.
I understand. Sorry, I probably asked the wrong question.
No, not at all. It's a fantastic question, but I think I'm going to come back to that. Because that is a good question. That is a good question. So what you want to do is if you're constantly recruiting, helping customers, etc., and then you're gaining some movement, but then it's like having a bucket and those buckets having holes in it, and they're just consistently coming out. So you're constantly churning, right? Going through the motions. You're thinking, I'm doing all this work. I'm helping people, but it's just not sticking. So we've got to correct our messaging, right, to plug up those holes. Okay. So then, and by doing that is by, I'm trying to say this so I don't, So I need to look at my content and the way that I'm showing up. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So obviously I've had some growth as well. So I've changed. So I need to be looking at that to plug up those holes so then I can continue growing my team and I'm not spinning my wheels. I hope that answered the question a bit.
It does. And I guess if I add on to that, I saw Rhonda over the weekend had 10 new consultants join her to the conference. And so what that said to me was she's sending the right message to those people and they're joining her on this journey now. So, you know, her messaging is strong. So if you guys can find some pillars, you know, about, you know, if you do love dogs and like walking dogs, that's okay. You'll attract a community of people like that. But how can you be valuable and how can you share what you do that will increase the momentum in your business? Does that make sense?
Yes. And if I can jump in that, because some of you will be struggling to make that link. How can I sell my business and my product to people who like dog walking, right? Because that's what you're passionate about, right? What you're doing there is you're sparking conversations, creating relationships. And in the messenger, as you get to know these people, you can then, in general, conversations will be, oh, you know, I haven't been feeling well, et cetera, or I didn't sleep well last night, or you know, if you're showing up with product, etc., people might say, oh, what is that stuff that you are selling? Or I would love to make some extra money. Or you can reach out to them direct and ask them those questions, whether they're open to learning about a product or open to learning about a business opportunity. So you're attracting people to you who have the same interests, right? And then in the messenger, as we converse with them, they will either raise with us or we will raise with them about a product or opportunity. Does that help make the link between the two? Can I see some comments, some feedback in the chat here? Because we don't want to lose anyone.
Yeah. Sorry, I get sidetracked quite easy, but yeah, chuck it in the chat. If you need some help, chuck it in. So what we've got here is, guys, every post, every story, every video, it should align to something that's authentic to you, but then also keep your messaging strong, like we did for Rhonda, right? Her messaging was really strong. So, hello.
Sorry.
Let me see if I can mute that person. All right, Luch, I'll go next while I mute that. You go.
Yeah, perfect. All right, so here, do we jump? Is that the right?
Oh yeah, sorry, my computer is just not coping really very well. Oh no, 5?
Yeah, 5, please.
There you go.
Yeah, perfect. So I want you to take a screenshot of this Okay, then, because these are pointers. If you're sitting here and going, right, my mind, these girls have just lost me. I don't know what they're talking about. Because let's use Amy's example of dog walking. You want to talk about that. That's something that you are passionate about. Go talk about that, right? And go share about the lifestyle, but then sprinkle the product and opportunity through that content, right? So people go, oh, that's what she's doing. And she's given her dog pro tandem as well. What is this about, right? So this gives you an idea on how you can understand who your ideal customer is. So the key to knowing who you should be talking to, your ideal customer, is understanding who you want to attract and who's most likely to benefit from what you offer. Okay, so take a photo of this. Okay, and go through this. Sit down and actually go answer these questions, because it'll help you identify what your content should be, who you should be helping, and how you could be reaching them. And just remember that posting once won't get you the results. It's about consistency, right? And it might be that you post for 6 months about the same thing, and on the 7th month is when you're going to start getting your results. I mean, we spoke about Jill the other day. It took her 9 years to get to where she is today, right? But it's consistency. It's that vision. You got to keep going, even when you don't see results, even when you don't see people cheering for you. But I can guarantee you, people are always watching. Yeah. Okay. Also, some factors here. Take another picture of this. Okay. Consider the lifestyle priorities that these people have. I've put examples in here as well. So if I quickly look at these, consider that lifestyle and priorities. Are their parents career focused, wanting more freedom? Do they value science, back solution, holistic health, or convenience? So you're making a profile of your perfect customer. So remember what I was saying? Plug those holes in that bucket, right? We cannot help everybody. So get clear on who you want to help, and then you create content around that. Yeah, and there's examples there for you. We're conscious of time as well, because we do want to go into a working session as well. And the last one to that.
Oh, did we go one more? This one.
Yeah, here, this one. So this is an example. So your perfect customer, Aveda, for example, might be Sarah. She's 35. She's a mum of 2. She struggles with low energy, gut health, weight that won't shift. She feels like she is aging too fast, wants to feel youthful, confident, and in control of her health again without extreme diets. Is this helpful to everyone? Let me see this chat go off so we know whether we're on the right track and whether we need to, go through a couple of more things. Daily life, she does school runs, she works, she's trying to balance everything but feels exhausted, right? Why she follows you. She sees you as someone like her who has figured out a better way. Okay. And now every time you create content, ask yourself, would Sarah relate to this? Does this speak to her struggles or dreams? And would this catch her attention while scrolling? So remembering, if you're passionate about dog walking and dogs, etc., you're creating content about that. And it might be, love the freedom that I get to walk my dog whenever I want, etc., etc. People, oh, how does she do that? I can barely squeeze in the school run. I get home, I wash. I can only take my dog at night at 7 o'clock when I'm ready for a walk at 7 p.m. when I'm ready for bed. I want to know what she does, right? So with that, because you've been chatting in Messenger with her about other stuff, she might come to you and say something, or if she's liked your post, you can easily go to her and say, Sarah, thank you so much for loving my last post. I really appreciate it. It lets me know that people are seeing my content. And she might reply and just say to you, wow, I really wonder how you are able to do that. Or she might be like, oh, you're really inspiring, blah, 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 blah. And she might not acknowledge it, but then you can go back to her a little bit later and you can say, Sarah, just out of curiosity, why did you love my post? Right? And that might trigger a conversation about what you actually do. So if she doesn't tell you straight away, you can go do the follow-up with, can you actually tell me why you liked it? Just out of curiosity, I would love to know why you loved it.
That's a really good point. It's just being a good follower as well, or a good a follow-upper, but being a good follower. So actually giving back to the people who have liked your post. Go back through and have a look. You can see everyone in 24 hours on your stories. Message them.
I can see the chat. You guys are loving this, and it makes me so happy because we value your time. And if we're not bringing value to you, then we need to fix things. So we are bringing value. So I'm really grateful that you guys are taking something away from this. So that's awesome. And keep the chat going so we know where you're at. And if you've got questions, please ask. you want me to go through this, Aimee, or you want to
No, you do it. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, perfect. So let people know. So in relation to the mind body, let me have a look what I wrote here. Position yourself with MB Core, right? So let people know what you are doing, right? You've been to Momentum Academy. It was so important for me to go. You know, if you haven't got your product already, you can easily say it was so important for me to go to Momentum. We've got this amazing product coming. I have been struggling, you know, to shift some weight for the past 6 months, right? I've been struggling to fix my gut, right? So you are sharing your story. I've tried everything, right? Be raw and vulnerable. Think of Charlotte. If she can stand that in front of 150 people that she knows, you know, you can do this, right? So be vulnerable, share your story, let people know. I'm really excited about this product coming in because it helps us so much. So I'm really excited about trialing it and giving it a go and bringing to you what it actually does for me. So make sure you follow and don't miss, you know, it's because I want to, you know, I want to share this with you guys. If you don't want to, if you're feeling the same way or struggling with the same things, click follow so you can be updated with my progress, right? And that tells us, well, what you're excited about and what problem you have and what you wish to solve. So I've given you some examples around that, right? So can you see that I wasn't really selling? I was just sharing what I'm excited about, like, and my struggles, because then you move into the solution once you get your results, right? Or as you are experiencing your results. And it might be raw and authentic. Day 2 on this thing and, you know, nothing much has changed yet, but I know it's a process. Because what does that do to your audience who will purchase and then within 3 days they're like, oh, nothing's changing? Yeah, me too. Remember how I shared that? It took 4 weeks for me to start seeing results, or it took 5 weeks for me to get regular bowel movement. It is healing. It is fixing the gut, right? So you are coaching and training your audience with expectations as well, and you're being authentic, right? And I want to say here, take them on a journey. Don't just give them the ending, okay? And the example that I give, you know, our community is when you go to a cinema to watch a movie, you don't go there and see the ending, do you? You're not just like, oh, what? Okay, you know, they lived happily ever after. What you fall in love with is the beginning, the story, right? So take them on a journey. So go and share what you're excited about when it comes to mind body. Go and share your struggles and continue to update them. Yeah, sprinkle your updates through your everyday content, right? So first 2 days, you know, Monday, Tuesday, you might give value around other stuff. Wednesday might be about lifestyle. Thursday might be an update on mind body and how you're going, right? In your stories, go sell for life. But on your actual post, and I can tell you now, the only people that watch your stories are people that know you and love you and like you, okay? So attract people to your posts so then they can follow you and add you as a friend, and then you can sell for your life in your story each and every day if that's what you choose to do, okay? But please don't just give them the ending. Let them buy into and fall in love with you and your story from the beginning, okay?
We've got a couple of questions. Do you reckon we can maybe answer them quickly before we move on?
Definitely.
So there's one here, what if weight has never been your issue? It's Nira, I'm not sure if I've pronounced that right. So have a think about, like, we're the activation company. So it's not just about weight loss. And you can see Luch used the product, and it wasn't necessarily about losing weight for her. It was about feeling better about herself. So it's not, if your issue isn't weight, that's okay. Share the journey of what it was for you.
Well, Nira, can I ask, jump in there, why do you want to try the product? And I don't expect you to answer this, but I want you to have a think about it.
Well, I am actually excited about the product for brain health and for my to build muscles.
Yeah, beautiful.
I would lead with that.
Yeah.
You know, this product helps with so much. Obviously, you know, your GLP-1 helps with so many different things. A lot of people are on it to help with weight management. Obviously, I don't need this, but what I do need and what I would love to know how it will work for me is for my brain health. You know, I'm getting older. I want to ensure that my cognitive function is as well as it can be. And, you know, my muscle are so important for women, and educate about why muscle is important for women and what you're excited about for you, right? So that's what you lead with.
Okay, so yeah, I just didn't want to make any health claims by saying that it helps with brain health.
Yeah, no, we need to be very careful of our compliance and what we're talking about. But if you're just going to share your journey and what you're excited about, then that's okay. That is totally fine for you.
Yeah. And you can share, like, if you've researched GLP-1 and, you know that that's what the hormone itself can help with. You're not relating it to the product. You're saying this activates your GLP-1. You just want to see how it works, right?
Okay.
You
Thank you.
You're welcome. And Luch, what would you do if you had a story and you wanted a call to action? What would you say without sounding salesy?
Yeah, definitely. So remember, you want to attract, you don't constantly, you want to sell. Actually, it's on the next slide. Let me show you something.
This one?
Oh no, it might be the slide after that. Can we hold that? Because I've actually shared a post on how I have shared my story and didn't really have a call to action, but I got so many messages because I was sharing my story and selling without selling. Yep. People were just intrigued that and I got like 100 likes. I got heaps of comments on it, but it generated conversation. That's what I was looking for. Oh. Right? And it sounds like that's what potentially you're looking for as well, but don't be afraid to sell, right? Do not be afraid to sell. People make money each and every day. I mean, there's people on social media selling crazy stuff. I saw a lady putting poo on her face, like, ew. And she was doing that. Yeah, it is disgusting. Let me tell you.
Like, legitimately?
I'll send it to you. It is gross. So if she's out there doing that, we can be out here doing this, right? And you're genuinely helping people. So there will be days where you will have strong call to actions. And I will share how I did that, right? And I always think be a step ahead on planning your journey, on how you're sharing on social media and your strategy to it. So...
Sorry, my computer keeps jumping forward. We've got one question here. Are we good to stop and have the question?
Yes, please.
I'm not sure what your name is. I'm very sorry, but it's iPhone.
Yeah, it's me, Karen.
Oh, hi.
How you going? When I started doing this business, everyone talked about joining groups and all that. Is that still the go, or just do the stories instead?
Yeah, it's definitely something that we will talk about is joining groups.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just thought I was asked. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Sure. That's okay.
Beautiful.
Right, so do you want to share about you?
Yeah, definitely. So this is an example. So if we go back to the previous page, sorry, Aimee.
No, that's all right. My computer's like jumping two at a time. Sorry.
So this is very strategic how I've positioned this, right? So I'm speaking to a certain person. It's hard when you see your body changing because no one else sees it the way that you do. I was pretty, lean to begin with, but I had put on 6 kilos, right? So, but people didn't see my body changing. So I'm talking to those people who are thinking I do need to shed a couple of kilos, and people are like, no, you don't, you look great, right? So specifically, I know who I'm talking to. It's the small, subtle shifts over time, the ones that happen gradually, you barely notice, because that's what happened with me. I barely noticed them. There's people out there who that's happening to, and then one day they look in the mirror and they're like, or their pants don't fit, and they're like, sugar, I need to do something about this, right? And then one day you catch a glimpse and you think, when did this happen? Okay, next slide.
And that's also applicable, guys, with menopause. There's so many people who it creeps on, and then it's like, oh crap, like an extra 10 kilos, your market it's massive.
Yeah. So then this is what I did. I was vulnerable, right? This was the moment for me. Ben took the snap, and when I saw it, I was shocked. You might look at this and think, what is she talking about? But I see it and think, if I don't do something now, this could get worse. And for the first time since my teens, I felt uncomfortable in my own skin. That's when I knew it was time for a change. I was very raw. This actually happened. Ben took this photo and I looked at it and I thought, oh my God, look at my belly. Like, I just come back from America, and I was just like, oh my God, I need to do something. But I struggled to lose the 6 kilos that I'd put on up until GLP-1. Fast forward to November 2024, after nearly 12 months of trying everything to shift the unwanted weight, I decided to start my natural GLP-1 journey. Ready to activate my GLP-1, no syringes, no crazy diets, nothing crazy. Okay, so this is my before photo. And then I shared an after photo. All this is in my actual story on Instagram and Facebook. And this is another one. I'm selling without selling, right? I had so many messages about this. And what I couldn't do in 12 months, I did in just over 3 weeks. I just did in over 3. Not for anyone else, for me, because confident isn't just about how you look. It's knowing you're nourishing your body the way it deserves, giving it what it needs, and functioning optimally. And that feeling unmatched. So why share this? Because a lot of people will be like, oh no, like, why is she sharing this, right? Why is she sharing this? Because someone out there needs to hear this. So that's why I'm appealing to. I'm appealing to those women who are struggling, who've tried everything and nothing has worked, right? There's women who feel exactly how I did, frustrated, stuck, uncomfortable in their own skin. She's tried everything, but nothing seems to work. She's losing hope. I'm sharing this because I want her to know change is possible. She's not alone. There's a way forward. It's not just about weight. It's about feeling like yourself again, stronger, more confident, more control. And if my journey helps one person, then it's worth sharing. I had so many messages from these stories. I was selling without selling. I was encouraging. I was inspiring, but I shared my story, right? Is that helpful on how you can sell without actually selling? And that people that like your stories, go back and have a conversation with them. Oh my God, thank you so much for loving that. That was so nerve-wracking, me sharing that publicly, but I felt that people needed to hear that. So you're being raw and vulnerable in your messenger, right? And then if they've got questions, they will ask. That was perfect. Good. I'm glad that helped. Okay, this is another example, another person that I'm appealing to. People who've got clothes, put your hand up or let this go off. If you have got clothes in your closet, clothes in your wardrobe that no longer fit, and you're like, oh, I really love that dress. I don't want to throw it away, or I don't want to sell it. I would love to fit back into it, right? Because that's me, right? Karen, so many. I know. So I use that as a tool. Once again, who am I speaking to? I'm talking to the woman who wants to wear those clothes again, right? So I went and shared how this dress didn't fit me anymore. It's on my Facebook. You can go and have a look at the reel. I showed it. It was raw. Showed how it didn't zip up and everything. And then I went back once I was able to fit back into it, and I shared how it could fit me, how it started to fit me again. So I did that via a reel, right? So I shared another story, another aspect of my journey as to why I wanted to test this GLP-1, right? Heaps of dresses, yes.
I love that. I actually love that. I'm sorry, my computer is like not working, but I love that you're just being authentic to who you are. And guys, can you see that she's appealing to an audience now? She's appealing to an audience. Maybe they're a young mum and maybe they put on 10 kilos with their pregnancy and they can't get the last 4 off. Like, you just never know who you're going to help by sharing your story and taking your photos.
Definitely take those photos, right? And document everything. Even if you're not ready to share right now, document it. Document it for when the day that you are ready, because that story is going to be so powerful, right? People need to hear it. This is not about us. It's about who we can help. So take those photos, take those videos, write captions, have them saved on your phone for the day that you are ready to share publicly. This is the post that I was referring to again, where I was selling without selling. Right. So I pretty much shared my 12-week journey. So you can, I'm not going to go through it. I'm cognizant of time. It's on my profile. You can go and have a look. But on here, I just shared what I wanted to achieve prior, why I started, etc. And then my call to action was simple. Looking ahead, I'm excited to add exercise into the mix, because I wasn't doing that for the first 12 weeks. So I'm letting people know this is going to be the next part of my journey. I'm setting up my audience, because remember what I was saying, there's people who don't want to change anything, right? So I've given them that where I wasn't exercising, and now I'm going to start exercising. My results were so good in my first 12 weeks, but since I started exercising, they are next level. So I encourage you, incorporate that, right? So I can talk about it a little bit more. And I can share
it also builds that lean muscle mass. So what you guys can do is educate. So if you're not ready to share your journey, you can educate on GLP-1 activation. There is always something that you can share about it, and even NERV2. There's gonna be a stack. So GLP-1 and NERV2, like, what do people need, and meet them where they're at.
Yeah. So I didn't even put a call to action. I did not want to sell in this post. I just wanted to provide my story, value, create a little bit of intrigue. And what I've written here, here's to progress and not perfection. had so many comments, hearts, messages, and I'm just talking to people, right? Some people are ready, some people are not. Some people I'm going to follow up with about the VIP list, and so on, right? Has this been helpful? Has this given you 3 different ways that you can share your personal story, whether that's through a reel, whether that's through the actual story function on Instagram or Facebook, or just simple, pictured content? And you should be doing all different ones. But what I did after this is what I was going to say. What I did after this, because you should be selling, right? So this
Next
post,
slide.
oh no, it's not on the next slide. Sorry. But what I did after this post, because I was intentional, I wasn't selling, I was just sharing my story. After I got all those likes and comments, my plan was to always go live. I knew that's what was going to happen, because I've been doing it for a while. When I started 4 years ago, I didn't know any of this, right? But if you want to go far, you need to learn the skills. You've got to go outside of these trainings and really build yourself up, your skills, and grow your confidence. And the only way that you're going to do that is by doing, right? So I knew that I was going to go live, and that's when I sold. That's when I sold. So if you want to know more, drop me in the comments, draw info. And if you're feeling a little bit uncomfortable about doing that, pop me a message, right? That's when I did the hard sell, and I did it through a live. Okay, so get comfortable with selling. People sell every day, and if you're not selling, you'll always be sold to. Okay.
Yeah. And we are salespeople, and anyone in your upline will help you put together something that you feel comfortable with. Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Is this you? Is this the next one?
Yeah, I think we went through this at Momentum, but I popped this in here a while ago because if you're still thinking, I need something to push me ahead, or if you need extra inspiration or motivation, look at the people that you can help and look at the income that you could be producing and how you can change your own family's life. But if you're helping people get started as a consultant, what you could be helping them achieve as well, that income opportunity. Everyone knows 8 people that could do with better gut health, shift some weight, some mental clarity, all that kind of stuff. And, the TGA has put out a list of everything that our new MB will actually help with, right? So yeah, go and talk to people. Go and talk to people, help you, help others, and enjoy the rewards.
Yeah, I think sharing your journey is probably the biggest one for me. It's just share who you are, share what you want, share about GLP-1, share about MB, share about the activators. Like, who are you? What are you about? What's authentic to you, and how can you help people? Hey, Luch, we are 33 minutes in.
Yes.
I would love to now show guys, these guys who are still on, how you or me, both of us, how we go into groups and then either comment and like, and then bring them back over into our own personal group. Would you mind sharing that? I just need to duck to the bathroom.
Yeah, definitely. So Fraser Brooks does a really good training on this. Okay, then. And you may have heard this before, or this might be the first time that you hear of it, but I encourage you, log on YouTube once again and, put in, Fraser Brooks and, attracting people or building relationships or Facebook groups, right? And he'll probably there'll probably be a 5 or 10 minute video where he talks through what I'm about to say, but he'll probably do it better than me. So I'm going to give you a quick summary. But what he always says is, pick 3 or 4 groups that you are passionate about. They've got nothing to do with your products. Okay. And what you do from there is you go into those groups, because you are passionate about it, you can probably provide some value or insight or comments. Hey, babe. I love you too, baby girl. Or comments, etc. And what happens then when people like your comment, you might comment back, and then you might send them a friend request and might send them a message. Be like, I really loved our interaction in the group, so I just thought I'd send you a friend request and and connect further. Right? So that's a way that you can do that. And that should be natural to you because you're conversing about stuff that you are passionate about. So let this be one of your assignments for tonight. Go find 3 or 4 groups of things that you are passionate about, that you genuinely love talking about. So is it gardening? Is it travel? Right? I remember I did a travel post during COVID saying, I'm updating my bucket list for travel for when COVID is over. Where should I travel to? Pop them below. So many comments. I could go back to that post today and connect with people because I never got back to all of them. How bad's that? All those leads are sitting there that I can start conversations with. Okay. And you might want to go into groups and go, if something that you are passionate about, say it's gardening, and I know nothing about gardening, by the way, but say whatever, you could easily say, I'm redoing my gardens, been thinking about this plant or this plant, which one is less, takes less maintenance because I'm so busy already. And then people would comment. Right. So then you can go back in Messenger and you can go, I think you can like it. And then you can pop a message, say, thank you so much for your comment. Do you mind me asking a couple of questions? Do you actually have that? Have you dealt with this plant before? Can you tell me a little bit about it? Or is there any other plants that you recommend? You're creating conversations. And what are you doing on your normal profile? Because now you are chatting, they're accepting your friend requests, and now they're seeing your stuff in stories, and you're talking about this product that you're using, and then you're sharing your other lifestyle stuff, and then you're sprinkling product and weight management, whatever else, on your Facebook post, or whether reels, lives, etc. They're going to get to know you even more. Okay, so a conversation that has gone from talking about plants might lead, whether it's now or 5 years from now, to a conversation about your business or your product.
Yes. So Karen's just chucked in here. That's what she does. So if you guys have any tips for people joining groups, please put them in the chat so that we can help everybody on this call tonight. What I do is I find 5 groups that I enjoy being a part of. Okay. So one is like budgeting for mums at the moment. And so it is something that I use all the time. The other one is blended families. The other one is I'm in a few weight loss groups. You guys probably are as well. I love being active and I love renovations. All right. So I want you guys, don't go to a group to think about a sale. Go to a group where you can add value.
Love that, Aimee. And that's what we want to do. Conversations before commissions. Right. There's a question here that says, what platform did I share my content on? I was about to respond to it, but it's quicker for me to just answer it. When I'm on fire with my content and it's video content, I will repurpose my videos. Okay. So I might do them on, I usually use Insta for all of my reels. So Jade, my green screen that was done on Insta, I then save it and I repurpose that content if it's fit for that platform, because there's a type of audience that I'm trying to attract. Instagram, it's more branding for me, right? And attracting business partners. Facebook, customers and some business partners, but it's more family orientated. That's who you see. That's an older generation on Facebook. And TikTok, at the moment, I'm focusing on GLP-1, right? So if that content fits, then I will repurpose it sometimes across all 3 platforms and just do that content once.
As long as the messaging is what you want to share on that platform and who you're attracting. So yeah. I want you guys, if you are, you're no problem. If you want to go into groups, let's do this. Let's go and find 5 groups. Yeah. Oh, wait there. We've got one question. I'd love to know if any of you guys have been hit with a Facebook block. No. Lucky for me. What about you, Luch? Have you had a Facebook block?
What do you mean by block? Like being blocked by someone, or like what? I don't know.
So I can add suggested friends, but I cannot add a single person that I actually find on Facebook unless they have a mutual friend and they're in my suggested friends list. Facebook instantly goes, nope, you can't send. So I can't go through groups and find people to talk to, like to request. I can't send anything unless they already are a mutual friend of mine.
Yeah, that's a great question, Talia. And I think it's because a couple of things. So it's the settings that some people have, really strict settings, don't allow you to send friend requests. But the other thing is Facebook, their system, their algorithm or their bot that they've got is quite clever. So they'll be like, right, why is this person adding all these people from this group? We're going to block them from being able to do that because we don't feel that they know them. So what they want you to do is have a genuine connection. So my tip is if you want to add 10 people, What some people do, I'm not saying you do this, just in general, what some people do is they'll add someone and then they will copy and paste the message saying, hello, so lovely connecting with you, etc. And it's so quick that Facebook's like, there's no way that you can send a message that fast. And they'll actually block you through Messenger, and then they'll stop you from sending friend requests for a little while. So my advice to that is, if you're going to be looking at connecting, with people in groups, once again, go back and find 3 or 4 groups that, you are passionate about. And then start commenting on, different things. And you can use this tactic on Instagram as well. Go find someone who's talking about weight loss, look at their friend requests or look at their followers, and go send them a message and say hello, or go comment on their stuff, or go comment on their posts. And, oh, I love that comment that so-and-so's posted. Total cold contact. But then because they see you, they start to know you. But then when you click follow and you can send them a message, they already know, oh, that's who that person is. She's commented, she's replied to my comment, then she's followed me. Now she sent me a message saying that she liked my comment, and you start generating conversation, right? Sorry, get back to Facebook. So my brain does, it goes through all these different little things.
No.
So my advice to that is, if you're working in groups, and you post something, it's a this or that post, and then people comment, go reply, add them as a friend, pop them a message, have a quick conversation. You might be able to do 5 or 6 of those in a row, but then take a break.
Yeah, I honestly, my Facebook must just be bad, because I've had people literally be like, oh my gosh, send me a friend request, from commenting and talking to them through comments of posts, and I can't. It won't even let me send one.
And you can message them?
I can send them a message, yes, but yeah, it doesn't. The only way I can connect with a single person from any Facebook group is if they add me as a friend first. So I was just wondering if anyone else has found, like, they've ever had that and they've found a really good way around it, is just like messaging people straight up.
There is a workaround that I've had happen to me, and what I would do, Talia, is I would drop the link to my group, my customer group or my testimonial group, and then bring them in that way, because then it's a private group that you have a bit more control over, and then you can go and message them privately.
Okay.
And,
yes.
and also try and I don't know whether you've got professional mode on. I do,
yeah.
You do? Beautiful. So there's a section in settings where you can go and actually request for someone from their customer service, Meta customer service, to call you or to message you. And I actually had someone from Facebook ring me the other day and just ask them, am I shadow banned? Why isn't this working? And they'll be able, like, to tell you.
Give you an answer.
Yeah, give you an answer. Like,
because it's been since I honestly very first started. I'd never even sent a bunch of requests out, and it just never let me from the beginning. So I was like, there's been something weird with my Facebook pre-professional mode and now post-professional mode, and just for the entire time. So it's always been a challenge.
Yeah, I'll send you some screenshots on how to get to the Facebook support to get
that would be amazing. Thank you.
And everything. So keep an eye out for that and that.
So, and that's another thing, guys, like what we do in our team is, let's just say we're in a group and someone's commented, oh, I am not getting enough sleep at the moment. So what we will do is say, oh, hey, there's this group, and then we'll copy and paste the link to the group or the name of the group that has helped me. I've got heaps of benefits from these products. Jump in this group and you'll learn more about it. And then add my name so we can approve you really quickly. And then you can go from there, because it's a private group. So you can message really well in a private group. So don't be afraid to drop links. I mean, sometimes we get banned. I know lots of our team have sometimes been banned from groups. So if it's a group that you love, don't do that. But otherwise, make sure you're utilizing your customer testimonial groups, guys. All right. Do we have any questions?
Yes, please give us some questions, because I can talk about this kind of stuff all day. Right.
And if you want some help, I'm happy. Reach out to me, message me what your brand is, who are you? And it literally takes 5 minutes to write down your pillars, and then you've got a month worth of social media content. And Jill and the execs have done all this work, so you can really take the bones of what she's done and then add your authenticity into that. And
can I add something in here? Who uses ChatGPT? Can I see some comments? Like,
yes,
people,
I do.
Hands up. Yeah, beautiful. Use that as your friend. right? Get in there and say, ChatGPT, this is what I'm involved with. This is what I'm passionate about. This is who, you know, my target audience, who I would like to attract, et cetera, et cetera. Can you put together a social media, you know, plan for me, content plan for me? It will actually spit one out for you. And then you can look at it and, you know,
Give me a call to action. I'm talking about GLP-1 weight loss. I want to focus on menopausal women. Like,
yeah,
be
I
so
want to
specific. Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
sell without selling. Can you help me turn this into a storytelling post?
Maybe we
Right.
should do a training on ChatGPT.
I use ChatGPT for bloody everything, right?
Would you like that?
ChatGPT, I have like so many conversations. And here's a tip for Instagram. You can take your Instagram bio and upload it. You can take your Instagram bio, upload it to ChatGPT and say, this is actually who I help, who I want to attract, et cetera, et cetera. Can you give me, and this is what my Instagram bio is currently, can you give me some suggestions? It will spit out, you know, Instagram bios for you based on what you've told it, right? So you can actually take a screenshot and upload it. I would love to learn ChatGPT. Yeah, definitely. And, you know, once again, I use it all the time, and so does Aimee, and I'm sure the rest of the leaders are in here, and I'm happy to share my experience and how I use it. But the only way that I learned is by going on YouTube, getting stuck into it, downloading the app, asking questions. I use that over Google these days.
Me
Because
too.
Google,
Well, it is Google. It's like everything in one.
yeah, exactly. It doesn't send me to follow this, to follow that. But experience with it, right? You know, if there's a $30 training that you can do with someone else, or $20, go and invest. If that's going to help your business grow, that's like, you know, 2 customers on MB maybe, something around those lines. Like, go do it. Go do it.
Yeah, YouTube's the best. The difference with professional is you can do ads, if I'm correct. And what else is there, Luke?
Insights.
And insights. So you can see who is looking at your stuff, you know, what's the best post, what's reacted really well, you know, what you should do more of.
Yeah. And also, if you just have Facebook friends, you can only have up to 5,000.
Yeah.
If you have a professional mode, it switches it to followers, and you can have endless amounts. Okay. And it actually acts as a Facebook page as well. So, because like Aimee said, you can run ads to it. So a lot of people have stopped using Facebook pages for businesses and are just using the professional mode.
So we just had a question here. Do you add people on Facebook every day? So Letitia, yes. So we're in network marketing and we want to grow our network. So Facebook for me is, you know, my friends and my family and the people that I kind of know. You know, when you go into Insta and TikTok, it's a bit of a bigger world, or you do reels on Facebook. I mean, the number of people I add, I don't have a number. Luch, do you have a number that you add?
No, I think have a strategy though. Like, how are you going to add people? Are you going to find people in groups? Are you going to, you know, you should be loving. This is another tip, guys. If you're posting content and you're not getting any interaction, you know, people will return the love that you give. So if you go on social media and you're giving love and likes and you're genuinely commenting on people's stuff, two things, the algorithm would go, oh, okay, she knows them. And the moment that they respond and do the same thing to you, the algorithm go, these two know each other. I'm going to show their content to each other a lot more. So if you're, once again, strategic, so if I'm in the process of recruiting someone or getting someone to join my team where I think that person would be amazing to join my team, I'm loving on them. And if I'm, especially before I do a business post, because I want them to see it. I want people to see what I'm up to. I want those specific people to see what I'm up to, right? So, you know, you might spend 5 minutes on social media, but it's very intentional, which will be a lot better than the 30 minutes that you are spending where you're not being intentional, where you don't have a strategy, right? Am I asking you to know all the stuff right now? No, I'm not. What I'm asking you to do is get comfortable with the uncomfortable, start getting out there, give it a go, start learning. And in 2-3 years from now, you will be further along ahead. I'm 100 times better than what I was 4 years ago, but I still have a long way to go, but that's okay. Right. And you can
I love that you're talking about strategy. So what I would do, guys, over the next month is, you know, we've got our GLP-1 launch for consultants on March 15. So what I would be doing if I was you is really looking at enrolling consultants over the next month. So a big push on who you want to join you, who wants to make more money, who wants to use the product. Like, focus your content on that so that you're pushing for consultants, because that, mate, we're about to blow this country up.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So go and do, go and work out for the next, what are you posting on Monday? Is Monday about value and inspiration? Is Tuesday about, is Tuesday about product and, it's Tuesday about inspiration as well and value? And is Wednesday where you're going to share about your product? Is Friday where you're going to share about your business, right? And then so then you know that you're not spamming your people, that you're actually providing value, and then you're sprinkling your product and your opportunity throughout your content, right? And throughout all of that, you're attracting people to you. But also what I want you to do is go and have a look at the people that like your stuff and that have loved on your stuff. Go and generate a conversation with them. I gave you a hot tip tonight. People that liked your stuff, even if it was 3 weeks ago, go and like them, go message them and say, hey, it's been so hectic for the past 3 weeks. I was getting ready to go away to Brisbane for work for my business. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for loving my post, about 3 weeks ago now. I really appreciate it. It lets me know that people know my stuff. And then I really appreciate you taking the time out to do that, right? It generates conversation, right? So you're talking to them because your perfect customer or your hot leads are those people that are seeing and loving your stuff. We tend to think that we've got to go find new followers, go add new people. And I do think you need to consistently grow your network, right? I do think that I'm not telling you not to do that. What I'm saying is don't forget about your current followers.
And also, like, I couldn't be Luch, right? We are very different and our target markets are very different. So please don't compare yourself to the Josies or the Charlottes or the Kims. Make sure that you are yourself every single time, and people they will ask you questions. Okay, they will ask you questions.
Where can I find any questions on that before we move on to this question? Does anybody got any questions? Are we all okay? Pop them in the chat. I'm looking at the chat now. Where can I find Canva GLP-1 flyer templates, please?
Well, this is probably a really personal question per team. I would say go make your own. Like, take some ownership of your business and go and make your own on Canva. And then if you need some help with Canva, then your upline might be able to help you. And they also might have some templates in boards depending on your team and where, what they've done for you. So, but if it was me and I was if my team were asking me that, then I would say go make your own.
Yes. We have 6 minutes. Do we have any hot questions? Anything that anybody is wondering, sitting on, anything that's pressing? Yes, Margie.
I have a question, Lucia.
Yes.
What happens when your Facebook just gives you the same old people all the time?
Yeah, so that's who you need to go and start conversations with new people. So go through your friend list, and it might be that on Mondays you talk to people who are in the A and you spark up a conversation. And that conversation might be, Margie, how are you? Woke up thinking about you this morning. We haven't chatted in a long time. Just wanted to pop in to say hello. How are you and how is the family? Right? Because once that person responds, they will start seeing your stuff. The algorithm, as I was saying before, they'll start, they will share your content and you will start seeing their content. And that's how you're going to start getting, more eyes on your sharing.
It's just been bothering me for the last little while. It's just, I'm sick and tired of the same old all the time.
Yeah, go through your, Monday might be people with A, Tuesday might be people with B. And then because you sparked up so many conversations, that might be it for that week, right? And that's who you're chatting to, but they will start seeing your stuff. Then, Thursday might be C and D and so on. Yeah.
It's also the content that you're searching for. So sometimes on Facebook, if you're searching for a specific content, then that will keep popping up. So just be mindful of those algorithms as well.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm not sure I understand what you meant, Aimee.
So if you're in Facebook and you're searching for a GLP-1 weight loss in the group, in the searches, then that stuff will always show up in like advertisements for you as well. And so if you want something new, then you need to go and start conversations with new and different people and in new and different groups.
So when you say start a conversation, are you saying start a conversation in their posts or in Messenger?
Yep, both. You can do it in both. But if you're interacting, let's just say, Nara, you interacted with me, my stuff would start showing up on your Facebook more regularly.
Yeah. And it might be, you might comment on their post. So Aimee's done this amazing post, and be authentic. If you don't like what someone's just posted, don't go and be fake and just tell them you love it. Don't do that. Be authentic to you. If you love it, leave a genuine post. Say, I really love what you just shared. It really resonated with me. And then message them. Or you might say on the comment, oh my goodness, I really love that. I had this happen last week. And then you might message them and go, Aimee, I know we haven't chatted for a while, but that post that you did this morning really hit me. Thank you for sharing. How's it going? And it might be relevant to that post. Once again, you're being authentic and you're being genuine. One thing I did want to share with you guys, who on here posts on actual stories, like the stories function? Who does that? Yeah. Who sees their posts? Yes. So who sees their post, their stories? The first one gets like 100 views or 200 or 300 views. And then the next one gets, goes from 300 down to 150, then to 20, and then to none. Who does that happen to? Yes, it happens to a few people. Okay, so stories, when they first came out, everyone was saying post, always have a story going, right? That has changed. Less is more on stories, and give your stories, that section, a break. Give it a 24-hour break as well. So you might do, so remember that post that I did, that I've just shared with you, how I did the intrigue, this is how I felt, etc. And then I showed a picture of me in the ocean. And then, so I did that 4 block. And I did that to maximize my views. I don't know why the algorithm does that, but it doesn't. Yeah, it just, you drop off. Your views will continue to dwindle if you have more than, maybe test it for yourself. Do 4 posts on your stories, and then, don't post anything else, give it a 24-hour break, and then go back on and post another 3 or 4 and see how your views are going up. Right. And I don't know if I mentioned it before, but the people that watch your stories, this is why it's so important that you go and engage with more people and, your current followers, is so and start building a connection with them, because they'll start looking at your stories as well. The only people that watch your stories are the people that know you, love and like you and trust you. Yeah. So I hope that's actually a hot tip. That's actually a hot tip.
She's throwing the hot tips out.
Alrighty.
I saw you smile, Charles. I saw you smile. Guys, there is so much to learn on social media. The biggest tip that I can give you is just be authentic. Make sure you are in the official AUNZ page at the moment, because we have put together Jill has put together that month worth of posting. So it is giving you a breakdown on like what to post. You just have to put your own spin on it. Okay. We are hitting 8 o'clock, 5 o'clock for you.
Yes, you can have 2. You can have 3 right now. Yes, go. I'll be there in a minute. All right. And guys, everything is content. Everything is content, right? Anything is a video. You can take a video and plus wherever you want over it, right? This is content. So everybody smile. There we go. Beautiful. Oh, I got some cameras. Cameras are coming on. Oh, I need to take another
smile.
Let me get full screen of video of people's faces. Come on. Come on, Helga. Come on. Oh, beautiful. Smiles. Cheers. Oh, I love this. Here we go. Love it. Amazing. Thank you, all of you, for your time. I hope that we have brought you value. We're giving you what we know that has helped us, and we are sharing that with you because we know if you implement, you know, a fraction of what we're sharing with you, if you just choose to step out of your comfort zone, the whole world is your oyster. It really, really is. You can make some significant changes in your business between now and the time MB launches, and by the time next year hits and we are at our next Momentum Academy. Much love to you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you. Bye.